farmers and line workers and teachers moving mountains, working their fingers to the bone, pouring every ounce of blood and sweat into making sure the foundation of their work today makes tomorrow better. Because it's worth the fight. Even if we swing that massive arm of change back in the other direction. Even a little. So this is how we're going to take things right. It's by coming together. It's by looking out for each other when it's needed. This is why we're going to win. This is what separates us from the other side. We care about everybody, and they don't.
Randy Bryce for U.S. Congress in Paul Ryan's district. He is just a Democrat. He does not take any corporate PAC money, supports Medicare for all, supports tuition-free college. Incredible stuff. Paul Ryan, he has dropped out, but still, Randy Bryce, incredible candidate. So he's a U.S. Army vet, cancer survivor, and U.S. iron worker. He joined the race for Wisconsin's congressional district because his values are our neighbors' values, and Washington has gotten way off track. He says in Congress he's going to fight for Medicare for all, combating racism, living wage, campaign, finance reform, $15 an hour, baby, for that minimum wage. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, so incredible stuff from Randy Bryce, who I'm pleased to report is the Democratic nominee for your 1st District, 61.3% for 38.7% over Kathy Myers. Another huge win for the left in this race. And by the way, Paul Nealon getting his ass kicked does help things a little bit, I must say. All right, as we scroll through here, no major races from what I can see in this situation. The good thing is a lot of the races are already called, so it's pretty nice. But let's take a look at what's going on. So in Wisconsin, 8 Democrats are looking to unseat Governor Scott Walker, a Republican who's seeking a 3rd term. The Democratic frontrunner in the field is Tony Evers. The state superintendent, who led Mr. Walker as many as 13 points in one recent poll. So maybe Tony, he does have a shot here. At the federal level, 5 Republicans are hoping to seat Senator Tammy Baldwin, a first-term incumbent who is running in a state Trump narrowly won in 2016. 2 frontrunners on the Republican side, Senator Leah Vukmir and businessman Kevin Nicholson, who are locked in a bitter battle who supports Trump more. So 2 Republican House districts are considered competitive here, including one occupied by Representative Paul Ryan, a House Speaker who's retiring, 2 Democrats, including union organizer Randy Bryce, and your Democratic nominee, running from the left as Justice Democrat, $15 an hour Medicare for all supporter, Randy Bryce. He is going on to the general. They're running for Ryan's seat in the 1st Congressional District, a Republican which has been held by a Republican for more than 2 decades. The 6th district, with which Trump won by 17 points. Democrats are hoping to oust Representative Glenn Grothman with a 2-term incumbent. And so in the 6th district, it looks like we're going to have to do that with Dan Cole. And let's see what Dan Cole's got going for him, as we're going to do the quick election night Google of the website. Cole for Congress. I believe in listening. This is what I get. We're working together and standing firm when we must. In science and putting a train to put. Let's get the issues, please. Cole for Congress. Meet Dan Cole. Join the campaign. All right. Let's see what we got here. Is this his issues? All right. He looks like I'm skeptical already. So we're gonna go to About Dan page. All right, no issues. Where are the issues? We need the issues. Come on, Dan. All right. I hit the join this page back, so that was a mistake. Anyway, get in touch. Yeah, we're not getting a lot of Dan Cole issues here. Where does he stand? Do we know he is I mean, he seems to be not bad. He's an American lawyer, political activist, Wisconsin congressional candidate, and former NBA executive. That's great. Political activism. He served as the political director for J Street, where he was the VP in political affairs. He served on the board of the American Jewish Committee, Milwaukee. That seems shifty. All right. Not because he was on the American Jewish Committee, but he was on a lot of big federations. Do support him doing good work for the kids, though. And by the way, J Street. That doesn't sound to be the best place. It's a PAC, and I don't really like people who are associated with J Street. J Street's a big PAC. I don't like big PACs. It's not very good. It's a liberal advocacy group, whose stated aim is to promote American leadership to end the Arab-Israeli-Palestine conflicts peacefully and diplomatically. Hey, not that bad, but I still don't like it was in a PAC. Now that I read more about it, J Street, probably the best PAC. That's not the best PAC, but it's a pretty good PAC to work for if you have to work for a PAC. Looks like he cares a lot about Jewish relations. Hopefully he can. I don't know if he's going to have a lot about Congress, but a lot of help with that in Congress. George Soros actually found in the group. Oh no, George Soros, whatever. But so that's another big group. So hopefully he wins. That'd be pretty cool. But also, by the way. So Keith Ellison we're going to have to do a quick take back. Keith Ellison was, okay. All right, excuse me. So anyway, in Wisconsin, that seems to be about it. Randy Bryce is going on to the history books with this big win. So his nomination will be secured. So now we turn to Connecticut. And the race for governor in this blue state has become heated, with a vast and varied field of businessmen, mayors, and veterans competing on both sides to succeed Daniel Malloy, a two-term Democratic governor who is not running for re-election. It's very unpopular. I am broadcasting currently from the state of Connecticut, and trust me, there's been Bob Stefanowski road signs. There's 4 on the street that we are broadcasting on at the moment. I'm in the most Republican part of this state, so if you want to really get a hint, try and stalk me. Please don't, but if you do, you can look that up. It'll narrow down the county a little bit. On the Democratic side are Ned Lamont, a prominent businessman who ran for governor in 2010 and lost, and Joe P. Ganim, who was reelected after serving 7 years in prison on corruption charges. So all these people seem absolutely awful. There is no really good people. There's a former hedge fund manager, David Staberman, who's putting in dozens of dollars, many monies. Let's just put it that way. He probably put in millions to his own campaign to see ads for him. Also, we got Bob Stefanowski, heavily PAC supported. You don't like that? He's a business executive and former Democrat. Mark D. Broughton, the mayor of Danbury. On the Democratic side are Ned Lamont and Joseph B. Ganim. None of the state's House races are considered particularly competitive in the general election. All 5 districts supposed to be under Democratic control. 2 Democrats are running in the 5th district, and the only open seat, Mary Glassman, who's a former first selectman, and Johanna Hayes, a PAC-supported, Obama-endorsed political newcomer. They're running to replace a Representative Elizabeth Etsy, who said she would not defend her seat after she was accused of mishandling sexual harassment allegations against her former chief of staff. So that's who they are. Let's take a look at let's take a look at this Mary Glassman here. We do want to see a little bit more about her. So maybe we can find the one Connecticut candidate that I like, which is, this may be a little bit important because I'm finding out about her after she's already lost, but if she does, let's see where she stands on healthcare, ACA, women's healthcare support, not the best. It's not what I'm looking for there for Mary Glassman. Gun violence prevention, immigration. She talks about immigration. I'm not sure I like it. Yeah. So anyway, she's already lost, but she's taken on Johanna Hayes in that district. and she 19 points is pretty much crushing her. Jahana Hayes is Obama endorsed. Move on. Did not endorse, actually, which is interesting. And Rich DuPont, another big Republican who's been around, was kind of knocked out there. Who's gotten a lot of promotion from people, especially in the place where I am in, and she has taken the L on that front. Anyway, so yeah, that seems to be where we are at the moment, but no really other notable races there in the state of Connecticut. So also, though, in Connecticut, Our Revolution, though, has endorsed, before we go, Eva Bermudez Zimmerman for lieutenant governor. And she, let's see, Ava, how was Ava doing? Yeah, she got crushed, 64.1 to 35.9%. That's not very good. Yeah, so Susan Bishevsky, I don't know. I'm going to throw it out on a whim there. She is going to be the newest lieutenant governor. But anyway, we now turn to Vermont. In Vermont, Governor Phil Scott, he's a Republican who earlier this year signed sweeping gun control measures, had seen his approval rating plummet, and will have to defend his seat. Several Democrats are looking to replace him, including Christine Hallquist, a transgender woman and first-time candidate. Her main rival appears to be James Elhers, a Navy veteran. But, obviously, the big stamp on the ballot belongs to Bernie Sanders, a progressive independent who will almost certainly retain his Senate seat here. Before we get to this race here with Christine and Phil for the governor, let's take a look at what Bernie Sanders did. Hey, one primary challenger by the name of Fulsada Aduola, and she got 3,000 votes. Bernie Sanders got 51,000, winning by 94.4 to 5.6% of the votes. So yeah, got crushed. Looks like at this point, Brooke Page is in the lead to challenge her for the general. Anyway, by the way, she's also running for their House district, which is a little strange. Anyway, we are going to also look here in Vermont. Obviously, Our Revolution endorsed him. Let's take a look at what we are seeing in Vermont as well. For Our Revolution endorsed state districts, Emily Kornheiser, important to have. By the way, people might poo-poo when I do the state district, but it's very important to have good people controlling the legislature in your state, because you don't want abortion-crazed Republicans doing that if you're a leftist, and that's what you're going to get if you're not careful here. So here's what we got. Our Revolution has endorsed Mary Condes, state representative district for Addison 4th, state representative. Yeah, so it looks like she is in. Yeah, that's a little weird. All right, yeah, I don't think she won that one, but there's one other person who they endorsed for Vermont in the state, Wyndham 2nd District. That would be. We're gonna have to scroll all the way down. Oh, wait a minute. Looks like actually Mary Condes did win. I just had to go find the race because it was all the way down. It was very weird. Anyway, so it looks like we are in fact seeing in this race, and it's a long race, Emily Kornheiser did come up with the win. So both Justice Dems, Our Revolution endorsed candidates are in the win for the Vermont State House, which is some pretty cool stuff. Also, yeah, so that's what we have right now in Vermont. But now we're going to get to this race. Christine Hallquist, by the way, shout out to her, is a Justice Dem endorsed candidate. She spent the last 12 years as CEO of Vermont's largest locally owned utility, Vermont Electrical Corp, becoming the first CEO in the country to transition on the job. And she is transgender, first ever major party Democratic transgender, major party nominee, I believe, which is pretty cool stuff. Yeah, so Christine was inspired to run for governor after watching Vermont's current governor fail to deliver for marginalized and working Vermonters. In focusing on rural economic